Good morning. So this reading is going to be for Friday, August 16th. And what I'm going to do is just pull 3 cards to see a little bit about our past, 3 cards about our present, and then where we're going. So 2 more on past energy. Current energy. Your dreams are going to be significant. There's something right now happening. There's some sort of push, message, however you want to interpret. There's your guides are trying to get through to you in some sort of way, and it feels like they're trying to do it through your dream state. It doesn't feel like you're getting synchronicities. That's not how I'm picking up the energy. It feels more like it's coming to you when you're kind of on the verge of falling asleep, on the verge of waking up. Wow. Okay. So looking here bottom of the deck, Page of Wands. I love this. What I love about it in this deck here, do you see that glow that's coming off of her stick? That looks like the sun. It looks like you're moving towards something really positive, really strong, really significant in your life. If you have been living in the shadows or in the dark, in the negative side of things lately, that's it. You're done. You're not going to entertain that energy anymore. You're not going to sit in that energy. You're really going to move towards, I know it sounds silly, you're going to move towards the light, not in a we're passing over kind of way, but in a, I need to move my life in a better direction. And the only way I can do it is if I focus on the things that really give me pleasure, the things that really inspire me, motivate me to kind of get up out of bed in the morning. And that's what you're doing here. That's the energy that I'm picking up on. When I look here in the past, I'm getting Justice, 8 of Cups, 4 of Cups. You found some sort of balance here in the past by walking away from the things that just disappoint you. And so the disappointment kind of, it did leave you out of balance, out of alignment for a little while. It definitely left you in a negative state of mind. And so you figured out a way to kind of overcome any kind of disappointment here. This is where it's these 2 cards specifically that I'm picking up a dream state. Your encouragement to maybe move on from the past was something that your guides were trying to help you kind of navigate while you were asleep. There was something here where they were almost infusing you with energy in order to be able to look at this, face this. Don't sit in that energy, work through it, not just compartmentalize it and put it to the back of the line, nothing like that. It was really about facing the disappointment and allowing yourself to walk away from it, emotionally move through whatever it was that you were feeling here. And it's definitely an emotional component. It's a lot easier to mentally disconnect from a situation than it is to emotionally disconnect. But you did here in the past, and that's what put your head and heart in alignment. When I look at the current energy here, so I have the Hanged Man, Empress, and the Devil. You're seeing things very differently. You are absolutely seeing things differently. So with the Hanged Man energy, that is what it is about. You can see it here that he's completely upside down. So his viewpoint of the world is very different than when he was underneath the water here. And with the Empress energy, that's Venus. So Venus is, let's focus on what we value. Let's bring things together. What does a new day look like? What does this transformation look like? Might be a little bit hard to see in this picture, but she's actually pregnant. So that birth of something new, that transition from being a single person to becoming a mother, there is some sort of transformation that is taking place. It has a lot to do with being able to see things differently. It's also here, this cage. So with the Devil energy, so the Devil can talk about restrictions and limitations. A lot of those are self-imposed. When you really kind of dig down deep into them, what is it that's holding you back? What you can see here is this person, this mermaid, is in a cage, but the lock is open. She can get herself out. This is what you're seeing differently, that where you may have held yourself back in the past, you're not going to do that anymore. Where these Restrictions might be more visible to you now, and it feels like that's the case more than anything else, which indicates that you might have some sort of circumstance repeating itself, or some way that this might be triggered. Trigger is probably not the right word, but there's going to be something here that's going to present itself in such a way that your instinct is going to be, let me default back to what I'm used to doing. So let me go back and kind of reinstate these limitations, these restrictions, this way of thinking about the situation, my way of addressing the situation. But because you're seeing things differently, and because you are transforming into a new person, it's really like the birth of something new. You're going to see those limitations and restrictions before you give into them. You're going to recognize them for what they are. You're going to break this pattern. You're going to let yourself out of this cage. And that is your current energy. So I'll get more details when I clarify, but that's a really strong energy. Looking at the future energy here. So I have the 9 of Pentacles. I have the 5 of Cups. And I have the Wheel of Fortune. The 9 of Pentacles is about you creating your own abundance, but there's a lot of confidence connected to it. It's almost like you figured out a way to prove to yourself that you could do it. It was breaking yourself free from all these limitations and restrictions. Once you kind of overcome that first hurdle, the first time that you're able to recognize that before you give into it, you're going to feel really good about what happens next. And that's what this 9 of Pentacles is all about. It restores some confidence. It helps to kind of build you up. With this 5 of Cups, it's helping to shift your perspective. Hanged Man, 5 of Cups, very similar energy. This is about shifting it so you're not focused on the negative, you're focused on the positive. And with the Wheel of Fortune, I mean, this is the turn that you've been wanting here. This is, the tides are turning. The wheel is starting to move forward. You're able to start seeing some growth, some abundance. Also what the 9 of Pentacles represents. So a lot of really strong energy coming out of this one. Let's get some additional details here. Tell me about the 8 of Cups. 4 of Cups. Tell me about the Hanged Man. The Devil. I love where this is going. Tell me about the 9 of Pentacles. Five of Cups. This one feels significant. So 10 of Wands, this is what you're putting down. This is the closing of that cycle. This is not carrying around all the burdens of the past. Not all these responsibilities belong to you. It's time to put them back with their original owner. Who owns all of these sticks? Because you don't. They're not all yours. And so it feels like there's something about putting down these burdens, letting go of some of these responsibilities as you kind of navigate this energy here. So when I look at the past with the Justice, I am getting the Wheel of Fortune. So finding that balance here in the past, a lot of success around it, a lot of what's really allowing you to move forward, finding that abundance. This, believe it or not, was the start of this brand new cycle. You may not have seen it right away, but it was. And you really wouldn't have seen it until you were almost tested in some sort of way. 8 of Cups, so where you were moving away from some sort of disappointment. 9 of Swords, definitely fears, anxiety connected to it. Sleepless nights. Sleepless nights. So there was something about, because there was something about your dreams too. Your guides were really trying to help you see things differently. And it was through your dreams. So if you had a lot of sleepless nights, they were there trying to kind of almost lull you into some sort of sleep so that you could help move through this. There's something really significant about that. Let me see if I get more as I continue the reading. 4 of Cups, 4 of Wands. This could even be connected to a marriage from the past where there was a lot of disappointment. It didn't go the way that you wanted it to go. And so there's a lot of anxiety connected to it, a lot of fears, a lot of tension around it. And you needed to figure out a way to really disconnect yourself from this. This would indicate a marriage that led to a divorce. You're not together. This is definitely not a reconciliation type of energy. This is a break. We're done. Let's move forward on different paths. Current energy, Hanged Man and the Moon. Seeing things from that different perspective was not something that you were going to see on your own. You needed to be guided to be able to see things differently. That is really where the dreams were coming into play here. And it's interesting that I got the card of sleepless nights connected to that. And so it feels like this was not delayed, but it maybe took a little bit longer just because you were struggling to really stay in that kind of restful, rejuvenating type of sleep. And the universe here was really trying to help you see things from a different perspective. I mean, the moon's at night, and so could be connected to your dreams, where the universe was really trying to show you what was actually happening here, how this wasn't in your best interest. The moon helping you process all of your emotions here, because the moon does rule our emotions. With the Empress, I have the Six of Pentacles. So the Six of Pentacles, it's a card of generosity. But you can only be generous if you feel like you have everything that you need. If you feel like you're lacking something in some sort of way, you're not going to be open and available. But what I love about this is you're fully embracing whatever this new beginning is, whatever this transformation is that you're going through, you're all in. You want that. You want the stability. You want the longevity. It feels really good and really promising. Clarifying the Devil is a strength card. So breaking yourself out of that cage, really resisting the temptation to go back into old behaviors, old ways of thinking, all of that did require a lot of strength. And so that's exactly what you've been channeling here. And that is showing up in your current energy. And it's going to get easier the more that you face some sort of situation. And now that I'm seeing that it could be connected to a marriage in the past. That's not going to be true for everyone. It could even relate to somebody that you saw yourself married to. But let's go with it was an ex-spouse. And there's something where you might have children together, and that is going to be something where this person is going to repeatedly come back and try to trigger you in some sort of way. And it's because you have these children together. I mean, they're your responsibility. They are part of both of you. And so this is something where the person knows your what buttons to push, and they're going to push them because that's just who they are. The minute that you stop giving in to that, you start to feel better. You start to recognize how far you've come, because there's something really significant about that. And that's actually what leads to this Nine of Pentacles energy. And so clarifying the Nine of Pentacles is the Three of Cups with the Page of Pentacles. You are channeling all of the positive out of this. It really does kind of help boost your self-esteem. The less that you give in to those kinds of taunts, the easier it gets, and the less it affects you. It really does diminish in power over you, because you've really taken your power back here. And with the Page of Pentacles, Three of Cups, you might be having a conversation around this with your friends, with your family, with anybody around you that you would just deem to be some sort of confidant. You would have some sort of conversation around just your growth and what your direction is and what you want for yourself. And I'm getting like a bubbly type of energy. You responding differently is going to be such an improvement in your overall mental state. I can't even describe to you just what this feels like. It's like a switch is flipped, and you become this really positive, energetic person, ready to face the world, like ready to run your first marathon or something like that. It just feels really good. And with the Five of Cups, I'm getting the Queen of Cups. And so Five of Cups, Queen of Cups, you're recognizing that the minute that you turn your back on all the negativity and you focus on the positivity, that's when you start to feel really good about yourself. That's when you start to really recognize and kind of nurture that side of yourself, because the Queen of Cups is a very nurturing energy. And so there's a lot of self-care involved, continuing to really take that confidence and keep working on it, keep building it, keep going down that path. And with the Wheel of Fortune, I have the Three of Wands. And so this is about being patient, letting things unfold in their natural time. Don't need to rush anything here, but you're on the start of something here. This is a positive journey. There is a lot of growth and abundance connected to it. And the minute that you start taking steps down that path, you'll recognize it, because there is just so much growth that's happening here. A lot of inner growth, a lot of spiritual growth, a lot of reconnecting with yourself and really feeling good about yourself. So I like where this is going. So this is the reading for Friday. I hope it resonates. If it did, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Take care.